What is up, my Pika crew? This is the ThePikaWu, and welcome to a 5th generation Wi-Fi battle. This one is against a guy called Pirate King Luffy from the Smogon Wi-Fi Battle Finder, and this is going to be an overused tier match. So this was a pretty good match, and I hope you guys enjoy. Now let's just look at his team for a little bit. The biggest threat on his team is easily going to be that Thundurus because it can outspeed my whole team if it is a choice scarf set, and that's very bad. Even more dangerous is the agility sweeper because if he gets enough entry hazards up and sets up an agility late game, it can potentially sweep my entire team. Tentacruel is that standard utility set with special defense investment with the toxic spikes and rapid spin. It's not that dangerous, and toxic spikes don't really affect my team too much. Sableye is going to be very hard to take down because it's annoying and doesn't really do much except go for the Confuse Ray and Will-O-Wisp. Heatran, looking at his team, is probably specially defensive because it pairs well with the Tentacruel and Skarmory, and it's going to be very hard to take down because it walls half of my team. And that's why I need my Terrakion and my Rotom Wash alive to deal with this Heatran, because it is going to be completely walling my Latias, and Latias is a big powerhouse and a big threat against his team. Skarmory is going to be physically defensive with Spikes and Whirlwind. It's pretty easy to manage because I have a lot of Pokemon that deal super effective damage against it, and Weavile is his second sweeper on the team, and it isn't usually that threatening because it is an underused tier Pokemon with low base power moves such as Night Slash and Ice Punch, which are only 70 and 75 base power respectively, so it's not really that strong, but in this battle, it was very dangerous and posed as a late game threat. Now, looking at my team, I have a Firegrass Water Core in the shape of Heatran, Celebi, and Rotom Wash. Rotom Wash being a choice scarf set, Heatran being a specially defensive set, and Celebi being a physically defensive set. Latias is my special powerhouse, and Terrakion is going to be my physical powerhouse. My Latias is Life Orb with Draco Meteor, Hidden Power Fire, and Psyshock. Terrakion is going to be an Ice Gem set, so it's kind of interesting since it can deal with a lot of Pokemon that naturally wall Terrakion, like Gliscor. And then my last Pokemon is Tyranitar. It's a mixed set with Pursuit trapping abilities. It has a lot of investment in HP and special defense, and then it carries Ice Beam, Fire Blast, Crunch, and Pursuit. So that is my team. The main Pokemon I want alive are Latias and Rotom Wash because they're very dangerous against my opponent's team, so I hope you guys enjoy this battle, and yeah. So I'm going to lead off with the Terrakion, actually anticipating him to lead off with the Thundurus, and this is a very great play because he's pretty much forced to switch no matter what set he is, because he doesn't want to risk the fact that I might be a choice scarf set. So the only Pokemon on his team that wants to take a Stone Edge is going to be that Skarmory. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Rotom here to counter it and put him out of predicament. Now he only has 3 moves he can go for. Stay in, go into Thundurus to take the predicted electric type move, or go into the Tentacruel to predict the water type move. I'm pretty sure he's not going to bring in the Thundurus because it's way too risky. It's going to get demolished by a Choice Scarf Hydro Pump, so I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch. And turns out it works out great because he's going to stay in and he's going to be left at red health with his Skarmory, so his physical wall is pretty much down, and now it's not going to be walling my Terrakion, and this is very good. So I'm going to finish him off with a close combat. He's going to predict that by going to the Sableye, which is a very, very risky play because I could have easily went for the Stone Edge. The reason why I didn't is because it has low accuracy, and I don't want to miss and have him set up another layer of entry hazards. So I know he's probably going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, so I'm going to bring in my Heatran to get the Flash Fire boost and attempt to set up Stealth Rocks. However, he double switches into Tentacruel, which was a very, very great play because now setting up Stealth Rocks is pretty much useless because he can Rapid Spin next turn. So I actually do go for the Stealth Rocks, which is a very bad play. Actually a misplay because now he can Rapid Spin next turn, and I really wasted a turn. What I should have done was either go for the Earth Power just to deal some extra damage, or bring in Celebi before he set up the Toxic Spike so I don't get poisoned. And now because I made that misplay, I'm going to be taking unnecessary damage from the Celebi because of the Poison Recoil. But it's not too big of a deal, it's just rather annoying. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Psychic just to deal some damage against this Tentacruel, and if he wants to switch out, he's probably going to bring in the Heatran, and I can scout what kind of set he is, if he's offensive or defensive, by looking at the Psychic damage. This does absolutely nothing, so he's definitely specially defensive set, which is confirmed by the fact that I get Leftovers Recovery before he does. Now, because I know I outspeed him, I'm going to go ahead and go for the U-turn and bring in a counter, either Terrakion or Rotom Wash. I'm going to decide to bring in Rotom Wash because in the case he goes for the Lava Plume and gets the burn, Rotom Wash doesn't really mind the burn. So I am going to be put in a quandary because this is a situation where I can go for the Volt Switch predicting him to switch out, or go for the Hydro Pump predicting him to stay in. Like I said in the team preview, I want this Heatran dead as soon as possible, so that's why I'm going to go for the Hydro Pump. And that's going to deal a lot of damage and bring this Heatran down to red health. So both of his defensive walls are pretty much down to red health. So this is very good. He's going to roar me out into Heatran, which has speed EVs, and I see that I get leftovers recovery before him. But during the match, I didn't see the leftovers recovery, so I didn't want to play risky and get taken down by an Earth Power. So I'm going to play it safe by going back into the Rotom, as he actually switches into Skarmory, predicting the Earth Power, which is fine because my Heatran can just take that down with an Earth Power next turn. So here, I know I can take him down with a Hydro Pump, but unfortunately I miss, and this is very bad because the Skarmory is going to get an extra layer of entry hazards, which is going to further pressure my team and limit my switch-ins, and then he can switch in the Tentacruel to take the predicted Water-type move. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Latias, predicting that. He could have easily went for the Roost with the Skarmory, and that would have been even worse, but luckily for me, he actually does go into the Tentacruel, and this is good because he doesn't want to stay in to take a Psyshock. He's going to bring in his Heatran as Death Fodder, and I'm going to take that down with a Draco Meteor because I didn't want to get predicted because he could have went into the Weavile, so I didn't want to go for the Psyshock, and that's why I went for the Draco Meteor. But now my Latias is exposed, I'm at -2. He can bring in the Weavile and take me down with a Pursuit, but he doesn't go into the Weavile, which tells me he is a Swords Dance set and not a Choice Bandit set. So here he brings in the Thundurus, which is fine. Looking at how he brought it in at a -2 Pokemon, I'm pretty sure he is a Agility set, so he is going to go for the Agility here. That's fine. I know I can take at least one Focus Blast, and I'm hoping he is going to miss because Focus Blast has a 70% accuracy. And I know I can take the hit because I do carry the Chople Berry, and I have a lot of special defense investment, and I'm going to pull off a Crunch. I can either go for the Ice Beam or the Crunch. I do decide to go for the Crunch because it should be dealing more damage since he has less defense stat than special defense stat, and I have investment in attack. So this Crunch actually does a lot of damage and is going to bring this Thundurus down to red health. But because he got that poison, that Toxic Spikes, he is going to be able to take down my Tyranitar, so I won't be able to stall him, so I have to juggle now. So I'm going to juggle by going to my Terrakion, force him to go for either the Thunderbolt or Focus Blast, and then bring in my Celebi to fodder him. And yeah, this is good because this Thundurus is now going to get taken down after 2 turns, and my Celebi is going to die, but it's really no use because he has a lot of Pokemon that outspeed it, namely that Weavile. And this Entry Hazard is just doing a lot of damage anyways and bringing me down to half. So Celebi is pretty much useless. I do live, but look how much damage that Resisted Thunderbolt does. It does like 40%, which is crazy. And then I am just going to die next turn by another Thunderbolt. But luckily for me, the biggest threat on his team is going to die here. And he really only has one Sweeper left, and that's his Weavile, which at this moment I didn't think was that threatening because I have a Choice Scarf Rotom Wash still in the back of my team. So now it's a double down. I'm going to bring in my Rotom Wash as he brings his Skarmory, and this is good because I can take him down with a Thunderbolt, since really nothing on his team wants to take a Thunderbolt now that his Thundurus is down, so his only immunity to electricity is down. The Skarmory is going to get taken down because he doesn't want to take a Thunderbolt with any other Pokemon, so that's kind of sensible. Now he's going to bring in the Sableye here. I'm going to stay in the Scout if he wants to predict my switch by going for the Will-O-Wisp, or whatever kind of status-inducing move he wants to go for. Turns out he goes for the Confuse Ray, which is very, very annoying because now I can hit myself in confusion, but I don't. I end up going for the Thunderbolt to see if he's defensive or especially defensive. That only does around 50%, so he's definitely invested in special defense. Now, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Latias here because looking at that Thunderbolt damage, I know a Life Orb Draco Meteor is probably going to take down this Sableye or leave him down to low health. So here, he's going to go for the Recover, bring him up to full. That's fine. I just don't want to risk getting hit by Confusion too many times because this Sableye more likely is going to have this move called Foul Play, which is super effective and can probably KO my Latias at this point. So I don't want to hit myself in confusion here. If he does, then I have one more shot to go for the Draco Meteor and break through. So here I hit myself, that's fine because he went for the Confuse Ray. Here he goes for the Taunt, so which means I have 2 more times to hit this Draco Meteor because he goes for the Taunt here, predicting me to go for the Recover. I'm still gonna go for the Draco Meteor, and I actually do hit through, so this is great. I'm gonna take down the Sableye or leave him down to low health, and let the Sandstorm take him out. So this is amazing because now his annoying Pokemon is going to get taken down. And he has 2 Pokemon left, Tentacruel and Weavile. So he's going to bring the Weavile here, and he's going to double switch. Later on you'll see. And back into Tentacruel, actually predicting me to either go for a second Draco Meteor or predicting me to bring in the Heatran to take the hit. I actually end up bringing in Terrakion because I want to get that Justified boost from the Night Slash. So he actually brings in the Tentacruel, which is fine. I can deal a Stone Edge before he takes me out with a Scald. And yeah, that's going to deal a lot of damage against his Tentacruel. Unfortunately for me, because he did get the Poison, I will be taken down by that Poison Recoil. So I will only get 1 Stone Edge off instead of 2 Stone Edge off. So that puts me at a bad situation because I am going to Revenge Kill with my Rotom Wash, and I'm going to lock myself into Thunderbolt. And because Weavile, his last Pokemon, has really good special defense stat, I know he can survive at least 1 Thunderbolt, especially because I never got Stealth Rocks up during this entire match. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Rotom Wash, lock myself into Thunderbolt, and take down this Tentacruel. He has 1 Pokemon left, and that's the Weavile. He's actually going to set up Swords Dance, and that is very, very scary because the next series of play is very dangerous. So he's going to die. I'm actually going to switch out because I know Rotom's an important Pokemon on my team and I want to have it. So he's going to Swords Dance on the switch, which was very, very dangerous because I actually brought in my Latias here as death fodder. And now he gets that +2 for free. He's going to take down my Latias, and if he does carry Brick Break, he's going to take down my Heatran. And because of Stealth Rocks and being at low HP, I'm pretty sure a +2 Life Orb Ice Shard will probably take down my Rotom as well. So that's going to be a good game. He's going to take down my Weavile. He's going to take down my whole team with a Weavile, and that sucks because Weavile is an underused Pokemon. I didn't think he was that strong. But I bring my Heatran here. I'm hoping I can live a Brick Break. Luckily for me, I am going to be able to survive the hit because he doesn't have Brick Break. He carries Night Slash, Ice Punch, and Ice Shard. This is amazing, and I can take him down with a Lava Plume, and that is going to be the match. I hope you guys enjoy. So this is the PikaWu. Stay tuned for the comment question of the day. Be sure to like, comment, and join the PikaWu by subscribing. So this is the PikaWu. Peace out, guys.